It was 1990. Maria was recovering in a hospital in a city in Moldova. Suddenly, she heard people shouting, "A wolf! There's a wolf outside! Don't go out! It's dangerous!" The older woman wanted to know what was happening with her own eyes, and when she looked out of the window, her tears began to fall. But what exactly happened? Moldova is a country located between Romania and Ukraine, very close to Russia. This place seems to come out of a fairy tale. It is surrounded by abundant forests and incredible and beautiful beings above all. Join me in this story and prepare some tissues because you will certainly not hold back from crying. Maria Stevanescu, a native of a Kaspa village, lived alone in her 70s. Her husband had recently passed away, and the pain of his departure remained in her heart. Her daughter was married and fortunately lived just a few kilometers away. That way, the older woman could visit her whenever she wanted. One day, the woman, who made her visit on her birthday, then decided to go. She was used to walking long routes. It was only a 5-kilometer cut road, and she only had to cross a part of the forest. Finally, she arrived, and after a few hours, it was 7 p.m. It was getting dark. Then she said to her daughter, "I think I have to go. It will get dark." "But Mom, it's already late. You better stay with us, and tomorrow we'll take you home with the truck." "No, daughter, I have to feed the cats and chickens. I must go. I'll take the shortest way. Everything will be fine." "As you wish, Mother. I'll go with you then." "No, daughter. When you want to go back, it will be even later, and it would be dangerous there." The older woman said goodbye and began to walk through the forest. Halfway through the path, she heard something following her, so she turned around and saw a small puppy following her. "And you, what are you doing here? Are you hungry? Take this piece of meat. If my daughter saw that I was giving it to you, she would be very angry with me because this is my dinner. But where did you come from, and where are your owners?" So the puppy followed her. "No, my little friend, stay. Your owners are going to look for you." But the little one followed her home. The old woman said, "All right, but if someone comes to claim you, I will return you." And so time went by, and nobody claimed him. Maria realized this and called her new friend Miko. "Well, Miko, you will be my new companion. The truth is that I have felt very lonely since my husband's departure. You will be like a son to me." One day, the old woman turned on the radio and listened to her music, until suddenly she heard the news. Hunters report that a small wolf may be prowling around the village. Whoever hears this, be careful. The hunters have killed almost his entire pack. Only he is missing. The animal watched and pranced around happily. The old woman said, "What cruel news. They always go around hunting the poor wolves, Miko. How ugly, isn't it?" The cub just looked at the woman. Time passed, and suddenly the older woman heard a loud bullet sound, and at that moment she realized something very unusual. Her beloved Miko began to cry and hide. While it is true that the sounds of bullets or fireworks scare every dog, this one had an even stranger behavior. He would stay hidden for several hours and tremble. The old woman would take him in her arms and say, "Miko, calm down. It's okay. Stop shaking. It's all right. I'm here to protect you." And whenever that happened, she would tell him the same thing. "I am here to protect you." One day, her daughter came to visit her with her family. The woman's grandson had gone to the courtyard, and there he met Miko. "What a cute little dog," he said to him. Miko just looked at him and let himself be pet by the little boy. Then the little boy came to where his mother and grandmother were. "Mommy, have you seen Grandma's doggy?" "Mother, do you have a dog?" "Yes, daughter, he's just a little shy. He's already 2 weeks old with me. I found him on your birthday." "I see. Be careful. You should tie him up. He can kill your chickens." No, he's very calm. He's not aggressive." "Well, we have to go now." "It's okay, daughter. Take care of yourself." "Yes, Mom. See you." So whenever a visitor came to the older woman's house, Miko would hide, as he was timid. The neighbors knew that the woman had a dog, but they did not know what he looked like as he hid. Eventually, a few months passed. The older woman noticed Miko disappearing for several hours. She called him, but nothing. This worried her a lot because she didn't want her dog to become a stray. After all, her neighbors might complain if he got into the pens of their animals. The older woman didn't want him to get into mischief. He never hurt her chickens, but she was afraid he might kill the neighbor's chicken. One day, she heard that one of the neighbor's rabbits had disappeared. That caused the older woman her greatest fear. Could it have been Miko? She wondered. However, there was no way of knowing. One day, she turned on the radio and heard a local news item. There have been reports of missing animals in Kasbah village. A wolf is thought to be lurking there. If you see an animal, don't hesitate to report it. It is very dangerous. Thank you. The old woman then took a sigh of relief. Good thing, friend, so it wasn't you. There is a wolf. You shouldn't go out. They say wolves and dogs don't get along, but I don't think that will happen. Anyway, it would be good not to let you out. However, Miko managed to escape. Once he disappeared for a week or even a month, and more animals were reported dead or missing because of wolves. So the older woman, who didn't want her dog to be attacked by predators, decided it would be better to tie him up. So one day she took Miko and led him to the backyard. Miko, forgive me, but I must tie you up. I don't want people to think it's your fault. You're a big dog. They might think you're aggressive. I'm sorry. Then the woman took the chain around his neck, putting food and water aside. It will only be for that long. I promise you, okay? That night, the older woman listened from her room as her beloved little dog cried, and it broke her heart. He was crying loudly, howling like never before, like a wolf. Perhaps it was best to let him loose, so she decided to go where he was. All right, I'll let you go free. Please don't disappear anymore. I don't want people to think badly of you. If they find you, they might hurt you, please. Then the older woman let go of the chain. Be good, she told him. The dog licked her hands and seemed to thank her for having spared him. Soon the woman went to sleep, and the next day, the old woman woke up very early and called out to her friend, Miko, come eat! But nothing. He was not there. She looked for him everywhere. A day passed, a week, a month, 2 months. This time, it had been a long time. The older woman worried and thought he might have resented her for tying him up. She went out into the streets, asking if anyone had seen her dog. Have you seen a big gray dog? No, my dog disappeared, said the old woman. One of them told her, Be careful with the wolves. They're around here. Maybe they have already attacked him. I don't think so, said Maria. The older woman became worried. Finally, more months passed. To be exact, a year since the last time she saw him. One Christmas day, Maria had cooked to take food to her daughter's house. There was snow, very cold. She was waiting for a car to come and pick her up, but on that day, no transport was passing by, so she decided to walk. 5 kilometers, that wasn't much, she thought. Luckily, there was only a short way to go. However, the woman did not realize that there was a piece of ice that made her fall. In a second, she was on the ground and felt a sharp pain in her hip that made her stop, but the pain was extreme. She thought that the only thing she could do was to crawl, but there came a moment in which she could not continue. The intense cold began to penetrate her painfully, even to the point of hypothermia. No matter how much she screamed for help, no one came to her rescue. The woman was crying and thinking, This is as far as I've come. Suddenly, however, she felt something grab her by her coat and pull her. She didn't know what it was. She wasn't even fully aware of what was happening. Was it an angel? She wondered. Finally, she lost consciousness and woke up in a hospital. Mommy, I'm so glad you woke up. Daughter, what happened? They found you at the door of a house. The owner saw you and helped you. You had surgery. You've been unconscious for 3 days. But you're with us now, Mom. Why didn't you tell me you were coming? I would have come for you. Yes, daughter, I didn't think all this was going to happen. But the old lady kept thinking, how could they find me at the door of a house if I hadn't left the road yet? So it's true. Someone helped me, daughter. I felt someone grab me by the arm. Mom, it's because you were unconscious. No, daughter, I'm sure that someone helped me. However, this story did not end that way. The next day, Maria heard some people shouting, "A wolf! There's a wolf outside!" The woman did not understand what was going on. She was in a wheelchair, so she decided to lean out the window, and there she saw something that made her cry. She recognized immediately. "Miko, it's you!" He was pacing back and forth as if looking for something. The woman asked one of the nurses to take her outside, but the nurse refused because she was afraid of the animal. "Please, miss, just to the door." "It's okay, ma'am, but I'm not responsible if anything happens to it." He noticed that people were moving away from Miko. Maria said, "Miko!" Miko stared at her for a moment and approached her shyly. It was strange, as he would never come here seeing so many people. The old woman, crying, said to him, "So you are the wolf, right? When I found you, you were the little wolf the hunters were looking for. Now I understand why you were leaving all the time. Now I understand why I never heard you bark and why you were so hungry. I'm so sorry for what they did to your family." Suddenly, the old woman saw a man arriving with a gun. "Wait, what are you going to do?" exclaimed Maria. "He's a wolf and very dangerous, ma'am." "No, please don't hurt him. He's not dangerous." "No, ma'am. He may attack you. Stay away." "No, you're not going to shoot him. Miko, you must leave. Thank you for saving me. You didn't let me die, wasn't it?" The wolf cried. "Now it was you who protected me. I understand that you only came to find out if I was okay, and I am okay, thanks to you. But it's time to go. Goodbye, my little Miko." As many people were watching that event, a fact that left many surprised, the wolf did not even attack the woman. He simply said goodbye, licking her hands, and since then, that older woman never saw him again. Many people remembered that event 30 years ago. Since then, wolf attacks have never been reported in that small town. However, for a while, the old woman would hear a loud howl before going to sleep, as if to say, "I am still here for you." Undoubtedly, animals are aggressive for a reason. It is said that they are a reflection of human behavior, a story of two lonely souls who helped each other. This older woman saved Miko once, and he returned the favor. I hope this video has helped you. If so, feel free to give us a thumbs up, comment, and share. Thank you very much for watching. By the way, I invite you to subscribe to this channel and activate the notification bell to receive the latest we upload. See you next time!